I'd like to say a few words about the vision of this school, Education for Life. We like to say sometimes that you don't have to learn from your own mistakes, you can learn from my mistakes. And the mistake that we make sometimes is that school is a series of tickets. Just like you get a ticket for transportation or a ticket to a football game, education is just a ticket, but not here. My great hope for your students is that when they leave this school, they don't say, well, that's over, I can go on. But as your vision says, for their entire life, they will remember the lessons that they learned here. But I would not be a good friend if I only say things that you agree with. A good friend has challenges also. For example, the mission of this school is raising a generation striving for perfection. So that brings me to my central point. If you want students to strive for perfection, students must make mistakes. They must make mistakes, and the central problem of testing, the central problem of homework, the central problem of schooling is that we expect students to get it right the first time. And my argument is a zero mistake environment is a zero learning environment. So tonight I would like to discuss some big ideas, and then I'll stop and we'll spend the rest of our time with your questions and your challenges and your discussion. The first big idea is creativity. Every school I go to around the world says we believe in creativity. Every company says that they value creativity. In fact, in the top 1,500 companies in the world, the top global CEOs, the number one trait among employees they say that they want is creativity. But here's the truth. CEOs say they value creativity, but they don't. And the reason that they don't is that they punish mistakes. And in school, the same might be true. If we expect students to get every homework problem right, every test right, every project right, and we don't have error, they will never take a risk. If students have to get it right the first time, they never take a risk and they never make a mistake. If a business leader or a government leader wants to be creative, they must make mistakes. So as I said, good friends don't just say what we agree with, good friends challenge you. And my challenge to you is, will you allow students to take a risk and make a mistake? So the first big idea was creativity. The second big idea is discipline. Discipline is also on your vision and mission statement. Now, some people think creativity and discipline are two different things. But in fact, a key to effective creativity is discipline. Perhaps you have heard the American expression, we need to think outside the box. But Howard Gardner, who lives just up the street from me in Boston at Harvard University, said something very interesting. He said, you can't think outside the box if you don't first understand the box. So we want our students to be creative, wonderful. First have them learn the discipline. We want them to be creative in music or math or literature. First have the discipline. The third big idea tonight is assessment. Now at this point you may think I'm a little crazy. How can he talk about assessment and still value creativity? So please allow me to tell you about an international study that I conducted last year that will be published in June. This international study that will be published this June is about how teachers assess creativity. Now these teachers, more than 1,000 of them, are good people. They want to improve creativity. They're trying to help students improve creativity. But only 6% actually did it right. Now remember, these are good teachers and they're well-meaning people. So when I suggest they can be improved, I'm not criticizing them as a person. So let me, with your permission, give you an example of some of the mistakes that they made. For example, the first mistake is brainstorming. Do whatever you want. Let 1,000 flowers bloom. No criticism. But an interesting study at MIT, where my friend Samir Hokeo goes to school, said the exact opposite. The best way to generate new ideas is not brainstorming with no criticism. The best way to generate new ideas is first for individuals to think alone, then to exchange ideas, including criticism, and then to build on ideas after that. Another mistake that people make in pursuing creativity is they think it has to be brand new and original. Whenever I used to have a student who would say, Dr. Reeves, I have something that's brand new and original, nobody ever thought of it before, I know that student had not done his homework. We have an obligation to honor the shoulders that we stand on. We have an obligation to honor the scholars who came before us, and that's true in literature, in science, in mathematics, in every field. You think of all the creativity and innovation that it took to, out of a desert country, to make such a beautiful place as this city. That is creativity, but it also used the ideas that came before. The fourth big idea tonight is feedback. In the largest international study ever conducted, in more than 100 countries, many, many languages, the number one influence on student achievement is feedback. However, feedback is only helpful if it is accurate, specific, and timely. When I say that feedback must be accurate, I mean that two different students or adults who do the same thing get the same feedback. When I say that feedback must be specific, I mean that as a student or as an adult, I know not just that I was right or wrong, I know exactly what to do in order to improve. And when I say that feedback must be timely, I mean that I receive feedback so that I can immediately improve. For example, some of your children may like to play football, and when they practice football, let me ask you a question. Do they put the football in their backpack and then go home and study problems about football? Of course not. They put the football on the ground and they play, and immediately they know too far this direction, too far that direction, too long, too short. They know immediately how to improve. And let me ask you also, is the adult, the coach, the only person who gives feedback? The player themselves, other students, immediately give feedback. And it can be the same way in a mathematics class, the same way in a literature class, the same way in a classics class. The fifth and final big idea tonight is on focus. Now, your school just won reaccreditation from Advanced Ed, and for that, you should all give yourself a round of applause. Now, here's the danger. Here's the danger. Other schools will want to visit you. They'll say, we want to be like you because you got reaccredited. So that's great. That's great. But wait until you see what happens. They'll go back home and they'll add one thing, and a second thing, and a third thing, and a fourth thing. They say, well, we saw it at that school, it must be good. And before long, they're drowning in things to do. In my book, The Learning Leader, I called it the law of initiative fatigue. So my request to you as leaders and as educators is focus. I would say that from my research in an international study of more than 2,000 schools, what focus really means is 6 or fewer initiatives. In this study, I saw individual schools with 70 initiatives, and I saw systems of schools with more than 200 initiatives. When you have so many initiatives, you might as well have 0 because nothing gets done. So when I visit schools, I don't ask, what programs do you have or what are you doing? I ask, how deeply are you implementing each initiative? I want to close these formal part of my remarks with another comment from your mission and vision statement. The last part of which says, we want to have our students do well outside the walls. So as your students go outside the walls, I want them to think about what really being charitable and really being productive means. Because some people think, I can either be charitable or I can be productive, and I think that's wrong. One form of charity is to give to the poor, which is certainly a good thing. But another form is to give a person a job so that they can give other people money. My wish for all of your students is that as they go outside the walls of this school, they remember your lessons, not just about math and literacy, but they remember your lessons about how they will be good people, good for society, and build this great kingdom.